underway, and it's going to be Darkness Abyss who kicks us off.
Yeah, and on this, especially on the soft tyre, you can get anywhere up to 4 decent laps in this Q1 in the qualifying session, shall we say? It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be with tyre wear last night, and it is looking a little bit dark. Well, not dark, but it is a little bit overcast. So if one of the boys can get us a weather report, that'd be great. We are seeing a driver out there on the med. Not quite sure if that's the fastest way around, but Darkness Abyss is about to start a lap, mate.
Yes, he is, mate. And you can take us through it, Moosey.
Will do. So he'll try and get as nice an exit as he can out of this final corner. DRS wide open as soon as he comes around this first turn. And it takes a very nice tight line there. It's very easy to get on the power too early there. But Darkness Abyss has not done that on this occasion. And he gets a very nice exit up the hill. And just try and stay to the left here as you come into this very tight hairpin. And it's very easy to spin your tyres up there as well. Darkness getting apex, and he hit that apex very nicely as well there at turn 3. Drags down the hill with the DRS wide open. Takes a nice line in there. There's a couple of different lines through, and all of them are fairly rapid. He misses the apex there, but does seem to but he does miss the second apex there on the left-hander at the end of that second sector. So very short lap here at Austria as Darkness Abyss will look to round the last couple of corners. Try and stay as much on the black stuff as you can because it's very easy to invalidate your lap. Darkness Abyss will set the first time here of a 108.0, and mate, that is let's call an egg an egg. That's a very slow time on this track.
Yeah, that's it. He actually didn't have the ERS on for the entirety of that lap, mate, which is definitely going to hamper him. And there you go. There's a bit more of a relative lap time from Tab there in the Aston Martin at 104. But we're definitely going to be into the 103s, maybe even a 102. But with a short lap time, it's harder to find big gains of time around this 4.1 kilometre circuit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And with Darkness Abyss not having the ERS turned on, he does have the ERS turned on for this lap. Are we just seeing the normal strategy that these guys would have for Q2? Just go out and do one lap to set a delta and then give yourself something to chase a little bit later. That is, Darkness Abyss is heavily improving.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you'd suspect. Maybe he was just getting a feeler for it. Who knows? But he's 2.5 seconds up Fury on those mediums. He's invalidated this first attempt at it. But Darkness Abyss, here we go. Goes third. So there you go. Sandbagging a little bit. Maybe he just wanted a bit of extra airtime, but there you go. I think next one's Crazy Kiwi, but he invalidated up at turn 1, so it's going to be an Aston Martin, I believe Nat Hammer. Yeah, Nat Hammer, a 104.1. That's a good lap time.
Yeah, OSRL Donny will be the next.
It's a short lap. It's pretty hard to keep up with who's where.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. You've hit the nail on the head, and we are seeing a couple of drivers out there. Internet connection is not current. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine, mate. Fury! Fury's in the wall and out! We saw this from our championship leader in Tier 3 last night in the Alpine. It was down the road, so this time it's Mr. Fury.
Oh, he's in the middle of the track as well.
Yeah, he is, mate. He's right in the middle of the track out of that final corner. But pushing on those mediums, and he's going to start probably last in both races, Moose.
Yeah,
that is his night severely hampered. Severely.
And that's really going to hurt Mr. Fury Strat. Not only for starting very far down the grid, if not last on the grid, but in terms of chasing milligains in that Drivers' Championship as well.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You couldn't be more right. As Tab, he's a 10th and a little bit up, which is, it's not a bad amount of time. You know, it's more comparable to about 2.5 tenths on a normal track. Small gains are important. There you go.
Oh wow, there's a Crazy Kiwi. His car is upside down.
He's upside down and out, mate.
It is upside down. Crazy Kiwi, if you have survived that crash, let us know what's happened. Your car is upside down.
Crazy Kiwi's out as well.
And for everyone watching in the stream, say a prayer, because I don't think he's all right.
Yeah, I didn't get to it in time. I didn't get to see the action, but it sounded like it was a big moose.
I jumped on board with, I'm not even sure who I jumped on board with, but his car was on the roll bar / the halo. So again, thank you for the halo. Saved a couple of drivers this week.
But that's not really what you want. There is a bit of a rogue tyre up there out of turn 3 now, I believe, but I think that's just a visual glitch. You can't actually hit it. That's what I believe, but maybe you can hit it. There's been an update, so things may have changed.
Speaking of the halo, whose fault was it, mate? Was it Max's fault? Was it Lewis's fault? I have my opinion on it, but I'd like to get yours. My
opinion is that it was a 50-50, maybe a 55-45 in terms of Max being 55, but in my books, it's a racing incident.
Fair enough.
What was your opinion on the incident in Monza?
Max is 100% at fault. Okay, Lewis could have left him a little bit more room, but Max should have realised that he wasn't going to get that room, and he should have fought the corner a little less hard than he did.
Yeah, I see your point there, and I'm not dismissing it. He probably, in hindsight, should have, but he didn't need to. He had the right to racing room, which Hamilton didn't provide, and hence he thought, well, I'm just going to leave it here, and if I'm out, I'm taking you with me.
Well, Max is in the lead in the championship, mate. He does not have to do anything except for take Hamilton out at this point, realistically. But yeah, that notwithstanding, it was a big crash. It was good to see Lewis get out of the car okay. Very, very nasty incident had the halo not been there. As one of the McLarens is in the wall, mate.
Yeah, Donny around at turn number 1. But yeah, everyone has their opinion, and there's nothing wrong with people having different opinions. And there's nothing wrong with having a healthy discussion about these sort of things. And
that's exactly
that's
right.
what makes us human. We're not robots. We have different opinions on different things.
Well, I
it's
think
just when it gets...
Sorry, mate. Go.
It's just when it sort of gets toxic and people start being,
I'm going to assume that your microphone's died there.
Well, I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with it. Well, you can have it healthy chat, it's just when it goes toxic that it's not okay, but...
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. But I think something that everybody can agree on is McLaren's efforts in the real-life Formula 1 last week. Daniel Ricciardo, race winner once again. Well done to Daniel Ricciardo. And Lando Norris with his best result in Formula 1 of a P2. So McLaren, big points in the real-life Formula 1 over the weekend.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And aren't Williams coming on pretty strong as well? They've had
quite a few points finishes.
Yeah, obviously they're not going to have these massive point scorers when they're scoring, 10 or 12 points each round, but 2 or 3, 4 points, that's a lot for Williams. And considering they've been out of the points for so long.
With those battles between Alfa Romeo, Haas, and Williams, those are very, very, very valuable points.
Yeah, they are indeed. Every point counts. As we're going board with Kraken here. He's just rising up this hill, and it's about 50 meters of elevation change up into turn number 3 from turn number 1. It's quite dramatic. Turn 1 in itself's got a bit of elevation up to turn number 1. But he navigates turn number 3 nicely and now plunging down the hill towards turn number 4. Third gear, hard on the brakes, and then just rotate the car. Using the camber there, you can carry a lot of speed. And then you come onto this curve for turn 6. There's a kink of 5 before it. And now this very quite understeery corner on this year's game. And Kraken's pushing those track limits on the exit a little bit too hard, and he's invalidated, unfortunately, down to turn 7, Moose.
Yeah, that he has. I'm not sure if you can see it. Do you want to delete that spam comment?
Yeah, I got it, mate.
As Suicide 5 is about to start a lap, but I will jump on board with Kryptonic is just coming around the last couple of turns now, as he will set a lap time here. Let's see what he can do in his Alfa Romeo. It is a 104.5 to take him up to 10th. The two Red Bull boys haven't set a lap time yet either. They're joined by the Mercedes of Brad Tate and the Alpine of Suicide 5 of people that have not set a lap time in this qualifying session.
Yeah, that's it. So nice little lap time there from Kyotonic in the Alfa Romeo. But Millie Gaines improving and the first drive into the threes. We're on board with Johnny M4, who's trying to set his first lap time of the session. Roscoe Arm continuing to invalidate as Johnny has just done it at the final corner. That hurts because it's going to be next lap and next lap as well.
Mate, Miller Gaines into the 1 minute threes.
Yes, very, very quick. There's a McLaren off. Who's that? It's Nick Magoo, and he's out, mate.
Yeah, that he is. I'm not... where is he? He's just on the exit of turn number 8 there, I think.
Between turn 6 and 7 sort of thing, and quite a strange place to have an accident, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Potentially just getting on that exit curb ripple strip.
That's Kraken, mate. Kraken goes P1. He's gone 3 thousandths faster than Milligan, so yeah. Things are tight here. And we've got with Roscoe Arm, purple in the middle sector. There's a slow-moving AlphaTauri in front, just pulling into the pit lane, so no worries for him. The sister out of the way, and out of the final corner, the Red Bull curve for the Red Bull driver in the Red Bull car, and it's only 12 for Roscoe.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. A 104.6. It's good enough for a top 3 in the Tier 3 competition, but only good enough for 12th here in Tier 2. We'll just run you guys through what the process is again tonight. This is a short qualifying session. Will be followed by a sprint race where the top 10 will be in the reverse position of what they qualify in this qualifying session. So, for instance, Kyotonic down there in P10 will start on pole position for the sprint race. We will then go to our feature race after that, and we will have this qualifying session will be the results for that. So Kraken, if he can remain in provisional P1, he will, as he's replaced by Nat Hammer with a 103.9, Nat Hammer will start pole position for the feature race.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Very, very well done. So Rui in the Ferrari in place of Blue Dog down in Ferrari, filling in, and looks like he's peeling into the pit lane actually. So yeah, that's a bit anticlimactic.
We've had a question from Budget Daddy-O. What happens when people crash out? Do they miss the race? No, they won't. They will just start in the positions that they are in at the end of qualifying. So Mr. Fury Strat, for example, will be P18 and so on and so forth once we get through the end of qualifying here. So yeah, it doesn't really make too much of a difference with the bottom 10 drivers for the sprint race, because they will start in the positions that you currently see now. It will only be the top 10 drivers that will be reverse grid.
Yep, that's definitely it, and that's just even more important to get inside of the top 10 in qualifying, because if you're not, you're going to be disadvantaged in both races, Moose.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, Budget Daddy, I hope that's answered your question, and to all of our other viewers, don't forget to use the hashtag AskDeezy or the hashtag AskMoosey, as we do have an eye on the chat function in the Twitch channel, so we can see what you guys are writing, and we will try and get to any questions posed to us.
That's right, we're hearing from M Stone, who's unfortunately not able to drive tonight. He's saying, watching Apache drive his car feel like inviting someone to go and go get your girlfriend and watch. That's an interesting way to put it, but there you go.
Awfully intimate.
That's it. Nick Magoo, that's unfortunate, mate. McIntosh, how are you? I hope you have a good one. Drifting Straight as well, how are you, mate? As Apache's just backed off of this one, so not happy with the lap at the moment.
Yeah, still a couple of drivers to set a lap time. Brad Tay and Johnny M4, they will be looking to get out, well, fairly soon. Johnny M4 already out there. He's invalidated a couple of laps though. Those soft compound tyres have done 4 laps, so might just be missing out on the best tyre life of them.
Does Johnny know it's not Q1? Because I suspect this, like last night, a couple of people might not have known about the new format, even though it's been well and truly advertised in the league as Milliganes improves, but not enough to pit Nanhammer, who's on top at the moment.
He's in that hash sandwich again, isn't he?
He is. Dino's coming across the line.
Oh, Johnny M4 is just invalidated once again at the final corner, which will destroy his next lap as well.
Yeah, you will, mate. Stuff of heartbreak down there at the final corner. It's just not the... You need to push it, but if you push it too much, it ruins the next lap as well. The Stig not able to improve on his current attempt. Here comes Roscoe Arm across the line just to kick off a lap. So the next one, I think, is Apache Franks looking after M Stone's seat. Hopefully he doesn't pee in your car, mate, like Jensen Button did, or may not have done. As Nanhammer retires out of the final corner, the man who's currently on pole position, we'll have a look at it. And similar fashion to Fury Strat earlier, but not quite on the racing line, so not really a danger to the cars coming past.
Yeah, he's well off the racing line there, so I'm not sure if he's just got tabbed. Tabbed goes bang, and that's a big claim for him, as he's looked threatening in a few races.
Look how close it is, mate. It's a second in the whole field. Oh, contact out of the final corner!
Yeah, big contact.
Dino and Kyotonic. I'm not quite sure. Maybe one of them wasn't quite on a lap yet and got in the way of the other. Just to be careful, there's cars coming.
We did see that in real life Formula 1 this year with, I think it was Sebastian Vettel and possibly Kimi Räikkönen, mate. There's an Alpine stopped on the back straight. Just trying to find... Oh, wow. Someone's crashed out of that final corner. Out of the corner at the top of the hill, sorry.
There's action everywhere, mate. I'm struggling to keep up with everyone as Brad Tay's going off at the first corner. It's currently tabbed and Milliganes dueling for the pole position here.
Brad Tay is stuck.
Milliganes is trying to stash past pole position. He's pushing at the final corner. And that's going to have lost him the lap time. So he stays third. Who else is out there? I think Flash expires coming around the final two corners. Yes, it is, mate. The time goes quick here in the 18-minute qualifying. Tabbed is coming to the pit lane. He's not going to improve. Flourish. He's invalidated at the final corner,
Johnny
mate.
M4, after 7 laps, is going to set a lap time. But it is a 1 minute 12.
Well, that's one way to... He set a lap time as Donny just pips his teammate critically to get 10th on the grid. That's massive for him. Cryotonics, he's in the gravel. Dino's weaving his steering wheel like he's not happened. And Brad Tay, who you said was stuck in the barrier. So he's going to set a lap time, which might get him ahead of Mr. Fury Strat, but that's about all.
Well, mate, that's why you can't leave it to the last second in these qualifying sessions. Just on that off chance, it looks like Brad Tay's even going to come in, and he is. It's the reason you can't leave it to the last minute, because if you have an incident either on your own or with someone else, there goes your lap, and Brad Tay's, as we see, he's paying for it as he hasn't set a lap time, and Mr. Fury Strat, who has crashed out, will start ahead of him.
Yeah, that's right. Nick Magoo, who crashed a little bit earlier on, won't suffer too much. Unfortunately, he just didn't make it into the top 10 in the end, pipped by his teammate. Nat Hammer as well, he crashed, but he'll start second for the feature race. But it's going to be Donny on pole, joined by Roscoe Arm for the sprint race, which is coming up now. We've just got to get the lobby all reset, so bear with us. It'll be about 5 minutes, but we'll continue to talk. But could we see a wet weather race at some point tonight? It's a good chance here in Austria, Moose.
Oh, I love it when you talk dirty. The sprint race last night was a very, very wet race. Standing puddles anywhere. Probably real life Formula 1 would not have started the race last night. But having said that, I would be all for any sort of rain in any of the 2 races that we're about to have coming up.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And Save FNBR, thank you for the follow, as well as Sermi and Reese Owen Live. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying. That is qualifying done and dusted. So Tabbed will have the pole position. He wins qualifying, and he will start on pole position for the feature race. But for the sprint race, which is the one coming up next, it's going to be OSRL Donny on the front row.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. So once again, the top 10 will reverse grid for the sprint race. Sorry, so we will have Donny on pole for the sprint race. He'll be joined by Roscoe. Apache Franks, it will start third. Absolute will start fourth. No, I've mucked it up already. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh dear. Yeah. I've mucked it up already.
I love that from you, Moosey. But just look how close it is. The top four
it's
separated
so
by
close.
less than a tenth. The whole field, apart from Johnny M4's what you could probably call a bogey lap, separated by 1 second.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. And here at the Red Bull Ring, it is so hard to improve by a tenth. Let alone these guys. Pretty much that the top 10, I think, was only covered by about 3 or 4 tenths. So very, very, very tight indeed across this incredibly short lap here at Austria.
Yeah, that's it, mate. So
do we leave this session?
Well, I don't. Well, here's the debate that we were having last night. But I'm just going to stay the course until we get an invite in the lobby. But in my opinion, it'd be easier for everyone to load onto the grid, and then we get sort of a lights out, retire, and then go back straight to the same lobby. But I think he's just making a brand new lobby. So
fair call.
And yeah, we're not sure if Dino will lose that 5-place penalty with Kyotonic.
Macintosser has jumped in the chat saying, have any of the drivers considered trying to come fifth as a legit strategy?
Well,
it's not a
good point.
It's not a terrible point.
It's not. You're not wrong. It's an idea, but the whole thing is, with half points awarded for the sprint race, you're better off to be towards the front for the feature race. But if you're fifth, it's anywhere in the top 10 is not a bad place to be, Moose, for this format.
I'd agree with that. I think I started fourth, possibly fifth, for the sprint race last night, and got a really good start on the guys ahead of me. And coming out of turn one, I was up into second. So anyone in that top 10, if they get a really nice start, it is completely all to play for. So not a terrible question, as we're seeing a couple of guys in the chat saying it's been discussed and it is a different way of thinking about the strategy. But yeah, it can be done if you start a little further back.
Yeah, that's it. It's all to play for, but I think you just try and qualify inside the top 10 and just take it from there. It's sort of just on the fly of things, the strategy.
Yeah.
As I'm just loading back into the game, so everyone, I apologise for being spammed with EA Sports.
EA Sports. It's in the
that
game.
meme. It's like E.
Oh dear. What have I done? I don't even. I'll leave this session.
Yeah, just leave that one, and I'll get you an invite for the next one. So
thanks.
Donnie will get that up and underway. The ProCar Series had issues with reverse grid driver sandbagging. Yeah, well, it is a thing, but that's why it's only the top 10, and that's why the feature race is set by the qualifying result, not by the sprint race results, so that people don't try and sandbag the qualifying session to finish first and then start pole for the feature. So that's why the points are differently.
Yeah. Oh dear. I feel like we need to address it because we haven't addressed it yet. Zing on, lads. Have we ever made it through qualifying without mentioning the zing?
I don't think so, but normally we have a whole almost an hour to get, the zing on in.
Yeah, that's true.
Tonight it was only the 18 minutes, and being Austria, it's just action packed.
Absolutely. I thoroughly enjoyed my zing for lunch today. As a few of the boys in the OSRL Facebook chat will know, late lunch. Very late.
Yeah,
lunch,
that's it.
But mate, have you had a crack at Portimao yet with the new update?
I have, mate. A good thing to bring up. I love it. it's challenging, but it's also fun as just super challenging, but super flowing.
Fair, cool, and that is your opinion. I died.
Well, I also died a lot. We're hearing from Joey, who came top 500 in Supercoach and won a KFC chicken wing key ring. Mate, I wouldn't want a
Wait,
bit of a
what?
KFC chicken wing. He got a chicken wing key ring. Try and say that 5 times
They're called Wicked Wings. Oh, Joey.
fast. Darkness. I can't believe I picked Darkness Abyss for my team and he doesn't like a Zinger box. I'm heartbroken.
I feel like we need to sit down and have a serious chat with Joey. That they're not called chicken wings. They're called Wicked Wings, mate. And they are the greatest things since sliced bread. They're a more important invention than the light bulb. They are Wicked Wings. That's actually a good poll. Do you prefer the Wicked Wing, or do you prefer the Wicked Drumette? You know how they come in the Drumette or the Wing?
Yeah.
What is your preference?
I like the Wicked Wings, mate. But what we'll do is, well, that's not the screen I wanted. I wanted this one. We'll have a look at the format once again. There's always new people tuning in, so we've just had the short qualifying. We're getting the lobby all reset and ready to go. It's then going to be the sprint race that's coming up right now. 25%, which it is 18 laps here at the Red Bull Ring. Free tyre choices for everyone. Not really that it played into effect last night, Moose. Everyone was on that extreme wet, the full wet compound.
Yeah.
It got just right enough for inters at the end, but not enough laps to make it a worthwhile pit stop. And then
There was
a little bit later on.
There was someone on the inters at the end of that last night that was incredibly quick. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it wasn't Dan the racer,
It was Jodiku.
It was Jodiku. Sorry. Apologies there to Dan the racer and Jodiku. But he was rapid at the end.
He was flying, mate, but he was leading the race when he fit for those, and only got back to third. So it wasn't really the worthwhile gamble, but he thought, why not? I'll try it. It didn't quite work out, but he was very, very quick at the end. 3, 4, 5 seconds a lap faster than the guys in front. And
that he was.
I think I've got the invite. Yes, I have, Moose. So I'll just get you yours in a second once I've loaded in. But we're almost set to go.
Mine's just taking its very sweet time. It's saying it's joining the session, but it's been joining the session for quite some time now. So let's
close the app and then come back in. That's
right.